I'm Matania's son. I'm 15 years old, a student at Walden Grove High School, go Red Wolves, and I have autism. I was diagnosed with it when I was 3 years old because I was nonverbal, which meant I couldn't speak for a certain amount of time. But I had a little help from friends, family, teachers, and therapy, and now I'm the amazing person that you see before you. So some ways that I'm affected by autism is one, I just get very overwhelmed easily. Oftentimes I end up breaking down in tears. That's why I have my dog. He's usually there to comfort me. Let's see. Social is also hard for me. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand social cues, no boundaries. Other than that, I'm sometimes awkward when I'm around friends, and other times I'm seen as a bit antisocial. It's also hard for me. Sometimes it's very hard to focus or get assignments done by the due date. But that's why I have an IEP, which kind of gives the accommodations for that my teachers need to know, so that I'm able to get the work done and not struggle so much at school. The services I get are speech and language, equine therapy, occupational therapy, and habilitation. They all help me learn skills that didn't necessarily come natural. I also see a psychologist by the name of Dr. Kim. He helps me a lot in other ways. He gives me someone to talk about my feelings, and I get to talk to him about everything that's been going on. Today I'm going to be reading to you a book that I read to Miss Grott's class when I was her cadet 2 years ago. It's called I See Things Differently, and it's a book about autism. I hope you enjoy it. Do you know what it feels like to be worried or nervous or scared, or to feel different from other people? We all feel these things sometimes, but people who have autism feel these things a lot. You probably know someone with autism. It could be someone at school, or in your neighborhood, or even in your own family. You may have seen them behaving in ways that seem strange to you, and wondered why they do these things. But even if you ask them, they might not be able to explain. In fact, some people with autism don't speak at all. Autism is something you are born with. It's not something that you can catch from others. When people have autism, it affects the way their brain works, making them behave or react differently from others. Nobody knows what exactly causes it. And figuring that out isn't easy because the way our brains work is very complicated. Our brains help us make sense of the world. They help us learn from things that we do and see. They help us understand that if someone is smiling, that means they're happy. Or that the green pencil works just as well as the red one. Or if you put the peanut butter on first and then the jam, it tastes the same as if you put the jam on first. But for people with autism, their brain works differently from other people's. They may look the same as everyone else on the outside, but inside they can feel like everyone around them is speaking a different language, or from a different planet. People with autism may find big crowds or loud noises very frightening. They may repeat the same words over and over again, or move their bodies in ways that look strange to you. When you talk to them, they may not look at you, and you may wonder if they are hearing what you're saying. Even small changes can be very upsetting to them. That's why they may always want to sit in the same chair, or read the same book, or use the same cup. These habits help with people with autism feel safer, more able to deal with all the things they are feeling. Most of us are pretty good at finding ways to ignore things that we don't want to see or hear or do. But for people with autism, it can be harder to ignore things. All the sights and sounds and smells around them come rushing into their brains like a giant wave. When that happens, they may feel lots of confusing feelings at once. People with autism aren't bad or behaving wrongly. They are just different. And sometimes being different is a good thing. Some people with autism have amazing talents and skills. They may be good at music or painting or remembering things. They may be really good at math or understanding computer programs or fixing things. When people have autism, it can be hard for them to understand jokes or use their imagination or play pretend games. Being with more than one person at a time may be upsetting, and it can be hard for them to make friends. But we all need friends to love and support us. So if you know someone with autism, try to be a good friend. Be kind and patient and don't expect him or her to grow out of it. That won't happen. He or she will always see the world a little differently from others. But with love and support from everyone around them, people with autism can learn to feel a little happier and safer each day. I hope you all enjoyed my reading. Please remember to be safe, respectful, and kind. You may never know what someone else is going through. And be sure to wash your hands. And happy Autism Awareness Month. Bye.